Hey there, it's Tracy. Thanks for tuning in. So we're about 2 weeks removed from going to the Austin Record Convention. As you can tell, I had to pick up a t-shirt. Wanted to reflect on it and really kind of give my opinion of what the record show was, what it was about, how it unfolded, and also would I go back. The first thing my thoughts were as going to this record convention was it was going to be huge. And it was. There was lots of vendors, like 300 plus vendors. So they wound up giving you a brochure when you come in, and it has a table listing. And again, looking at it, actually it was almost 500 tables there. So over 300 vendors, 500 tables. That being said, I actually ran into a couple of people that are from this area that actually do record shows here in Kansas City. Chuck, that is at all the record shows here in the local in Kansas City, was there. He had tables. And there was John that was from Oklahoma City, and he was there. And Love Gardens from Lawrence, Kansas was there. So ran into people that I knew and talked to and saw, which was kind of unusual and amazing. Again, it was huge. So when you first walk in, it was a little overwhelming in regards to which way do you go, which direction. I'd say the first day that we got there, which was on Saturday to the show, they opened at 10 a.m. And I can just tell you from driving there, it's a long drive from Kansas City. The night before, on day of Friday, it was like 14-hour drive. There was 3 of us that went, and we were all kind of under the weather, kind of been feeling sick. So that first day on Saturday, we slept in at the hotel and decided to go to the show at like noon. So we got there, and it was full with people by this time at 12 noon. And again, it was big, a lot of people. Not too many people that you couldn't actually shop. I never felt that there was an area where you just, is too crowded, you couldn't shop or couldn't decide to, look through, the booth or the tables of records. But there was a lot of people, and it was huge. A little overwhelming. It's like, again, where do you start? So kind of went down the right side when you enter in and kind of went down the wall of that, and then came back and was trying to, just trying to make a pattern up and down the aisles. And a few things stuck out to me is that while there was some really cool things to see and expensive things, it was pretty much like any show here in Kansas City, only bigger, is what I would say. The quality was about the same. The pricing was at times on the high side of where you thought that it was overpriced, and there was times that it was, just your average pricing. I wouldn't say the selection was necessarily any better or deeper. They have a text system that you can send out to text in like titles that you're looking for, artists, and vendors can text you back at what table they're at and if they have that item. And my grail that I was looking for on this trip, which was Joe Satriani, The Extremist, nobody there had it. I asked at every table I went up to and texted it out and never got a response for that. So I was a little disappointed in that manner, but I did get a couple of things off my list that I wanted to pick up. So I'll go through some of the albums that I got. I guess getting back to, was it cool and was it good? Yes, it's big. It's cool to go to these things and see, all the records in one place and then digging through and coming up with gems. But again, it just felt a little of the same in regards to it. Maybe I'm spoiled here in Kansas City because we have lots of record shows. There's like 4 big record shows, and they do them all twice a year at different times. So there's, 8 shows a year, really, and that's just in the little area here in Kansas City, not stretching out and going to St. Louis or, 3 or 4 hours away, which I've done before. But again, going from Kansas City to Austin is a long, 11, 12-hour drive, and then you stop and get gas. It's like 14 hours. So, but it was big. It was impressive. The event center, I would say, was just your average event center in regards to it, convention center. Honestly, I was expecting it to be a little nicer. I guess it's been around for quite a while. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't, it didn't blow me away in regards to the facility, but it did the purpose, and it was a good space for this kind of convention, which is why it's lasted so long. So the good of it is, though, I was hoping to find a place or a table or a couple of tables that was just had like really good prices and really good product and was looking to move things. And I found that on day 2. The second day I got there before 10 a.m., waited in line to get in, and there might have been 40, 50 people waiting in line before they opened the doors at 10 o'clock. And this day, on the second day, instead of going to the right, I'm like, I'm going to go to the left because I had not seen anything on the left side. I went to the left all the way to the corner, and it was the first booth or table that I got to. And this person had 3 tables, and they had kind of in a U shape, and they had albums and crates underneath the 3 tables. And so I got, at this one booth, 20 albums for $70. That's what I counted up. He was doing half price on the second day, and I'll kind of go through them. Again, we're talking about the Austin Record Convention, cool flyer there. And this is one of the albums that I wanted to get. I had it a long, long time ago and just seemed to slip out of my collection. And I'd say everything that I purchased on here has a little bit of wear on the album covers themselves, but all the albums are in what I would consider very good or VG condition. Very playable. I've cleaned them and listened to some of them already, but one of them was ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue double album. I had it a long time ago, and I was able to pick this up. I think this one I wound up getting for, it was $5. And again, I think it was $10 to begin with, and it was half price at $5. I got this really cool import of Elvis Costello Armed Forces. As you can tell, Armed Forces, this is really what the back cover is on the original release and of that, and I think it also was $4. So this was another one that I wasn't really looking for this, but when I saw it, I was like, I gotta have it. It's just, I'm a huge Elvis Costello fan, and I was able to pick it up, and at a great price and a variation, and just cool to pick that up. This was one that was actually on my list. I've been searching for, and usually when you get it or see it out in a store, it's really beat up. The cover's beat up. The album and the vinyl is just, scratched up. And they usually still want a pretty penny for it of like $25 or $20, which is Otis Redding and Carla Thomas, King and Queen. And I was able to pick this up. It wound up being $7 at half price, and the vinyl on it is extra good condition. So again, all these 20 albums I got for $70, and I left some of the price tags on some of them just so you could see it. Like this Kinks Low Budget was $5, and it wound up being half price at $2.50. So very cool. This Elton John Live. I have another variation of this, the black cover, white lettering. This is a Pickwick pressing of it. And again, it was, I think, $8, and I got it for $4. So very cool, pick it up. Another one, Van Halen, Women and Children First. This is just the cover and the vinyl itself all is extremely good. Got this for $10 is what it was. It was $20 to begin with. Been looking for this for a long time. It usually is overpriced when I see it. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits have, again, just the album cover art is really cool. Album is in great shape, and I believe this was $4 at half price. Kansas, Point of No Return, was able to pick it up, and it wound up being I think $2.50. It was $5 originally, and half price was $2.50. Queen the Game was able to pick this up. Wound up getting it again. It was $20. Got it at half price. It was at $10, and just that's a great album. Bob Seger Live Bullet double album set. I think it was $12 to begin with. Picked it up for $6. Again, Journey, Infinity. It was, the cover is a little rough on it, not bad, but just a little worn, little ring wear on it. But the album is in really good shape. So pick that one up. One that I used to have in my collection and finally got it back into it, which is Get the Knack, obviously the big song, My Sharona. I think this one, again, was $3 at half price. And a classic, if you've never heard this album by Styx, this is just a great album, Crystal Ball. This is an album that I think it's a little bit of ring wear on the outside, but it was, a great album to pick up. And remember, 20 albums here, and I got them for $70. Very cool. Pick this one up too. It was the Fabulous Thunderbirds, of course, being in Austin, Texas. Was very cool to get because of Jimmy Vaughn and being from Austin. So Tough Enough. The Cars, Heartbeat City. Was able to pick that up. Very cool. I think it was showed $7 on it. Got it for $3.50. Again, I looked at and opened up all the albums and made sure that they were playable because I wanted to listen to them. So I was able to, pull them out and take a look at them. Classic album cover shows, left it on here. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. Being here in the middle of the United States, Southern rock is obviously back in the day when this came out was huge. $6, got it for $3, and the cover is just almost near mint perfect. So, and the album itself is very good. So Molly Hatchet, this is probably one of the least desirables of the 20 that I picked up, but it's a local band, Shooting Star. This is probably, of their albums, probably my least favorite, but I hadn't have it, and so I wanted to go ahead and pick it up. $5, and it was half of that, $2.50. Couldn't beat that. Old school, great. If you've never heard of Seals and Crofts, they have tons of great music. But Seals and Crofts, $3. And then it's just an absolute great album. REO Speedwagon, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. It's just a great album. I think this one was like $7. We got it for $3.50. And the cover is almost in mint condition, perfect. And last one, REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity, and this has, believe it or not, there's like 3 really big songs off here. Don't Let Him Go, Keep On Loving You, and Take It On the Run. So again, 20 albums for $70. And I would say this is that, when you're out looking at records, you kind of get fatigued. You're looking through them and seeing some of the same stuff. And also seeing prices that sometimes are like, more than what you think you should pay. And that was the thing is any record show you go to, there's a wide variety of pricing. Somebody will have the same album priced at $30, and then somebody else may have it priced at $6. So there's a big wide variety of that. My gut told me on this is when I saw something, you're never going to go back to that same booth. So if you liked it, pick it up at that time. So it was good digging through all these. But again, there's this fatigue when you go out and you start digging through it, and then you kind of it's so big that you can walk around and look. Like there was one booth that had an actual Butcher's cover album by the Beatles, which was really cool to see in person. Never seen it in person before. Would I go back? Probably wouldn't drive 14 hours to go back to Austin to go to this record convention, but it was a great time. I'm glad I went. I went and experienced it. If you were any less than 14 hours away in driving, you should absolutely, definitely go to this. Again, I think I'm a little spoiled here in Kansas City with all the shows that we have, but everyone was very nice. The coolest thing is being able to talk to people about music. You walk around and you talk and you're looking at an album, and the next thing you know, just the person you're looking next to albums with that is looking to buy, you're talking about the albums and the merchandise and the music. And that's the coolest thing about going to shows like that. And then, of course, being able to bring home great music to be able to listen to. So that is kind of my analysis of going to the Austin Record Convention. Again, $5 got you in for both days, Can't beat that to go to a record show. So again, it's Tracy with Record Fuel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave comments below. Thank you.
Who's that sneezing?
Who's that sneezing? Hey, that person, you see, we're still shit.